It's a backwards state of Arkansas. Well, it looks backwards to me because I'm looking at the screen of my camera. That's the state of Arkansas. See if I can get closer. The heart of Arkansas. Little bird up in the corner. Oh, the cute purple wings. And this is also a cigar box guitar. A lot of people ask me about those screws. Those are actually the pole pieces to the pickup. Pole pieces pick up the sound from the strings. Okay, that's about as close as I can get before I fall over. But you can see the strings hovering above those screws. And that's installed in that fashion so that I can preserve the artwork. So instead of chopping a big old hole in the middle of the heart / Arkansas, you can still see the artwork, and from here you can't even see the screws, and from here you can't even see the box. Well, I guess you can. Anyway, you get the idea. So I don't have to cut a hole in the box. So this is a single coil pickup. Sometimes I have had a couple questions about the bridges. This is actually a real fret, a real guitar fret that is the bridge. It's a very bridge. I got so close I knocked over my stupid video camera. Okay, sorry, hold on. Pretend that didn't happen. All right, let me get closer, but not too close. I'll actually unplug it. Okay, now back to where we were. So you see the fret there, that little bar. That's a real fret, and in this case, it had to be a pretty low bridge, and those two screws keep it angled like that so that it is perfectly intonated, perfectly in tune all the way up the neck. If I had it straight across, it would not be perfectly in tune all the way up the neck. Take a look at a lot of the Fender the Gibson guitars. You'll see a compensated bridge, which means it's angled slightly. Anyway, the reason that I'm using such a tiny low bridge, that's just the way this sucker turned out. Now, if I'd use a bigger bolt, the strings would be way too high above the fretboard. So some people ask me, why do you put a bolt down there sometimes, and sometimes you put a fret down there? And that's exactly how they talk when they call me. So that explains it. Sometimes the strings are actually too high if I use a bolt. What I do is I take a chunk of the neck and I cut the chunk of neck out and I glue it into the box. So the chunk of neck that I take out is the same thickness as the lid, so the lid just fits flush right in there. Well, sometimes you just don't really know how perfect these are going to be. I use the all the balancing tools and all the L-shaped brackets and leveling tools and all that stuff. And sometimes it's just a tiny bit too high or too low. So you never really know. Most of the time I can use a bolt, but every now and then I have to use an actual fret. One volume control, you can actually open these up, but you do have to take the bolts out. The bolts keep it locked down and keep it from rattling and making noise. This little doohickey here allows you to raise or lower the strings by pulling the neck down just a little bit or letting the neck go back up just a little bit. So if you like the strings low for finger style, you can adjust it thusly. And if you like them higher for a slide, you can adjust it thusly. And that is a red oak neck. Fret markers there, obviously tuners. And that is a bolt for a nut. I cut that slot where that bolt goes in just right for every guitar to make sure the strings are not too high. And put the bolt in there. The string trees are old school bolts. Bluesboyjag logo, numbered. This one is 4,322. This is a wood box, obviously. I put weights in the rear end of the box so that the guitar, when you're standing or sitting, tends to stand or sit like that instead of like that. It also really helps the sustain. I just put extra pieces of red oak in here and in the rear portion of it inside the box. It really helps your tone and sustain. Okay, so I gotta plug this back in. So please ignore the noise. All right, so this is a 4-string. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is A, E, A, C sharp. So it is a regular old 1-finger A chord on a 6-string. You know the old good old rock and roll A 1-finger That's what this is tuned to. No fingers. No fingers is A. Tuned open to an open chord. And these are 10s. No, these are 0.09 strings, sorry. But if you want to tune it down to G, you want to use 0.10s. These are 0.09s. I buy them in bulk. I get several hundred at a time. The reason I do that is so that I don't have 900,000 different gauges of strings in stock. I just don't have time to be ordering all that. It's a one-man shop and I got 3 other jobs. So that's why I use the 0.09s. So everything's tuned to A. So don't be emailing me and say, can I have any space so I can tune it to a A-flat minor 7.5? No. Here we go. Tuned A. That's the regular style, and now I have forgotten to get my slide out at the ready so that I can quickly install it to my finger. But anyway.